Morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time to wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. All right, today is day 4 of our 21 days of affirmations. So go ahead, get your laptops out, get your computers ready, wherever you can see yourself so we can speak these affirmations over our lives. Get in front of your mirror. If you're able to get in front of your mirror. All right, so today's affirmation is I, Siobhan Goodwin, am victorious. And you just put your name where I put my name. All right, let's go. I, Siobhan Goodwin, am victorious. So as where we're at today, all the affirmations should read just like this. I, Siobhan, was created for a purpose, and I will walk in my purpose. I, Siobhan Goodwin, am enough. I, Siobhan Goodwin, am healed. I, Siobhan Goodwin, am victorious. Yes. So these are the 4 affirmations that you should have, and you are victorious. I don't care how many doors have closed on you. The thing is, you don't know what was on the other side of the door that God was protecting you from. That was going to hinder you. That was going to cause you harm, right? God is preparing you and he's molding you in this season. Because I know sometimes you feel like things are just not going right or you not where you're supposed to be. I don't care what it looks like. You are victorious. God said you are victorious. You are victorious. You have to trust his process. You have to trust his timing because God is strategic. God is very strategic. God wants to do things in our lives that we know that it's him. We can't take credit. We have no other choice but to give all the glory and credit to God. And we use those testimonies. We use those stories to help other people, right? So you are victorious. I am victorious. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how many doors close in your face. I don't care how many times you failed that test. I don't care how many relationships did not work out. I don't care. You are victorious, and I am victorious as well because God is preparing you. God is molding you for what he created you for. Sometimes when you put dishes in the oven, sometimes you got to put some dishes on 450. And they have to cook for an hour or 2. It just depends on what we're cooking, right? So sometimes it's going to be a little hotter for some people. Sometimes it's going to be a little longer for some people. Don't look at other people and look at where they're at and where they came from and why it's taking you so long because God is preparing you a special dish. You're a special dish. Think how long it takes to prepare Thanksgiving meals. When you're hosting Thanksgiving, when I'm hosting Thanksgiving, you don't start at cooking everything that morning. You start a day or 2. You got to start prepping. You got to start getting everything cut up, getting everything set up. Your seasons, you start prepping. Because this is a special meal. It's a special feast. People are traveling, your friends, your family, friends of friends, friends of family members. They're traveling to come to feast with you, to eat with you, to dine with you. Right? So it takes time to prepare those special dishes. So whatever God is doing in your life, don't ever look at it as if you are a failure, as if you did something wrong. Don't ever have regrets because God is preparing you for something because nothing is a surprise to God. Things that you have done that you feel like you made a mistake. We all make mistakes. We're imperfect. God already knew that. God already knows what we're going to do before we do it. God already knows what we're thinking. So don't focus on that. Don't live with regrets because it's already fixed. It's already done. Just trust God and God's timing, and you continue to speak these affirmations over your life. Because in the midst of whatever you're going through, in the midst of those doors closing, in the midst of those relationships not working out, in the midst of you failing those tests, in the midst of you not getting to where you think you should be, where you are right now, I'm telling you, God is going to use you. He needs you just as you are. Think about David. With King Samuel, he went searching for a king. They counted David out because he was just a shepherd boy. He was just a shepherd boy. So they sent his brothers. But that's not who they wanted. God is going to use you just everything that you have, everything that you need. God is preparing you for it. You don't have to look over to the left and to the right and to the front of the line and say, if I would have did this, if I had this, what they had, then I could do this. Because God is going to use you with what you have. Because he needs you just as you are. Because how profound would the story of David be if there was no David? If he was able to fit into the armor. He used his slingshot when he was just in the field with everybody counting him out. Because all he had was his slingshot. He watched the sheep. But that slingshot did something amazing. And he didn't even need any armor. He didn't need anything from anybody else. All he needed what God had prepared him for. Is what God had prepared him for. God was preparing him. God is preparing you just like you prepared those Thanksgiving meals. Sometimes you got to add a little bit of this and you taste it. It may not be. Sometimes you got to add a little bit. Some things you got to keep in the oven a little longer. So when somebody eat it, they won't get sick. They won't get food poisoning. Sometimes the temperature got to be a little higher. So trust God in this season and know that you are victorious. You are victorious. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what it looks like. You are victorious. All right, y'all go ahead and enjoy your day. Remember, girl, go get her. I love y'all. Mwah.